Jummah Mubarak. Yeah. It's a holy day of Jummah, and we are thanking our Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this holy day of Jummah. We are happy with it. This is the day of Eid for the believers. It is more holy than the two Eids put together, combined. But Muslims, they are not honoring the day of Jummah. In Muslim lands, they are looking at Jummah very inconvenient. They cannot wait for Saturday to enjoy. They cannot wait for Sunday for the weekend. But for the Jummah, they say this is very inconvenient. So instead of celebrating like a day of Eid, they are taking the Jummah, quickly going to the masjid, last minute, praying a couple of rakats, and quickly they're going out. There is no spirit of the Jummah. Understand now, when there was a Khalife on the day of Jummah, not the day of Jummah, the night time, Thursday night, everything shut down. Because that is a holy night. Now what do you have? People engaging in worship, being busy with worship, being busy with zikr. We're not talking about small villages here and there. We're talking about entire nations. And when Jummah comes, the Sultan himself, as a procession going to the masjid, and everyone is feeling that it is a very special day, holy day, because it is a very special and holy day. So, Muslims are not honoring, valuing the day of Jummah, the day that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving value to. So, how are we going to find value inside of ourselves? Alhamdulillah, astaghfirullah. We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open a way for us to understand more, to pull ourselves more from the confusion, inshallah, of this Akhir Zaman. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. BismillahirRahmanirRahim. Hasbunallah. Hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We're asking our Shaykh to send us something that is going to benefit dunya and akhirat for us. In less than 40 days, we are going to enter into the holy month of Rajab. And what is the month of Rajab? The Shahrullah. Shahrullah. The month of Allah. Understand the tremendous importance of that word. It is the month of Allah. Now, Islam has become just individual or small group practice. It's not a state practice. It is not a practice of the empire. So we have to bring down the Sohbet to talk about individual practices. Individual practices, what is it that we have to be busy with to welcome this holy month? It is a very holy month. It's the start of the 3 holy months. The month of Allah, the month of the Prophet. Stop the kid if it's right in front of you. Don't sleep. And the month of the nation. The month of Ramadan, it is the sultan of the months. In the old days, when people are taking from the month of Rajab onwards, they start preparing for the month of Ramadan. Don't let the kid to eat a big piece like that. Later it's going to be out of control and you say, I don't know what's happening. It's all filled with sugar, isn't it? They are preparing from the month of Rajab, pulling themselves away from the activities of this world to sit down more quietly, to make more ibadat. And the state and the countries is supporting this to make it easier for people. Month of Rajab, month of Shaban, month of the Prophet ﷺ, where Nisfu Shaban, the 15th night of the Shaban, it is the night of accounting, where everything that we have done from the previous Shaban to this Shaban, everything is going to be brought up and going to be sealed, and it will be open on the Day of Judgment. And the old days, the Muslims, they were very intelligent, because they say, before this final accounting, before this final exam, let us try to clean up all our mess. Clean up. Last minute, it's okay. So that that time when our report is going to be filed is going to be clean. They were looking forward to the next year. They were looking forward to their next life. They were not just looking to their bank account or looking to the television to see what kind of lifestyle they want to lead. Then when the month of Ramadan comes, now the month of Ramadan, they feel a very strong spirit and support and energy coming, and the fasting is going to be so easy, because they've been fasting a lot in the month of Rajab, fasting a lot in the month of Shaban too. So the month of Ramadan, when it comes, very easy. They're not suffering. They are starting to harvest the blessings. This harvest you plant in the month of Rajab. You give it water in the month of Shaban, and you start harvesting in the month of Ramadan. Nowadays, instead of celebrating these months, everyone is going around to say, no, don't celebrate the month of Rajab. This is all bid'ah. Don't make extra prayers. Don't pull yourself back. Don't do anything. Then when the month of Ramadan comes, then people start to change. They find it very difficult. And now they're making the month of Ramadan, instead of a month where you are going to put your ego and your nafs under your control, and to say, now I'm going to tell you when to eat and when not to eat. Where you put our desires under our control. The month of Ramadan is a time where the desires, it comes up. Because why? They're making the month of Ramadan to be a big business month. Because of what? Because of Eid. So the whole month of Ramadan is just to celebrate the Eid. And the Eid, how is it celebrated in these days? Wasting. More waste. Buying things that you don't need. Eating too much. Doing everything that is just for your nafs. Celebrating it with wasting. So now the whole point now of Rajab, Shaban and Ramadan in the minds of foolish 21st century Muslims is to celebrate the Eid. And what is the Eid? Is when the ego goes wild completely. You can do anything that you want. It is not. For a believer, it is not. But if you are not celebrating Eid every Jummah to understand the holiness of it, how are you going to properly understand the Eid of Bayram, Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha? How are you going to understand that? To that Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha is just going to be, that kind of Bayram is just going to be what the television is showing you. Because now in the month of Ramadan, more they're going to have commercials. About what? Food, because you're hungry the whole day. Clothes, furniture, this, that, everything that you don't need. Are they making advertisements, commercials about zikr, about ibadat? About pulling yourselves out from this mess of this dunya and to step in your ego? No. More they're making commercials, more about the dunya and the desires and the ego. This is what is happening now. We must watch ourselves. Of course, we need to celebrate. The Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr, we have to celebrate. But not in the way that the nation is celebrating it today. Because the month of Ramadan, the holiness of the month of Ramadan does not depend on the Bayram. There is a reason why Laylatul Qadr is not on the night of Eid. So, inshallah Rahman, there is some reminder for us to put some control. Because in the old days, the state is controlling it. The empire is controlling it. Society is controlling it. Now, they say don't control nothing, you are free. And from young to old, where are they going to take their role model, their guidance? From the television, magazines, social media. And that is how their lives are going to be led. May Allah make us to keep holy what He keeps holy. Not for us to go to extremes. For us, every day and every week, to be able to keep up with what we're supposed to do, to give value to the things that Allah holds high, so that when the day of tests and the day of the judgment and reckoning comes, we'll be ready for it. For the sake of the Holy Prophet, al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.